You're watching Under Construction, presented by Coldwell Banker, when experience matters. Sponsored by America's Home Place. Make your dream home a reality. John's Gifts and Furniture, decorating homes in the Tri-County area for over 40 years. Wayne's Roofing, for all your roofing needs.
And welcome to Under Construction. This is a brand new show that we have. This is a second edition, and on this edition we have special guest Marvin Sharon and Tara Thomas, both with Coldwell Banker, who presents this program to you every week. They are the presenting sponsor, and we thank them very much because we're going to be able to bring you some very, very valuable information in the real estate business, construction business, and all kinds of subcontractors that will help you fix up your house and historic preservation, Tara, and all kinds of things. So we're excited to have y'all today.
Thank you, Sandra.
Thank you, Sandra. I was reading Marvin's bio. Marvin is the one of the owners of Coldwell Banker, along with Steve Wordsworth,
Yes.
the two principals of Coldwell Banker, Allied Real Estate. Did I get that right?
That's right.
Yes, ma'am, you did very well.
That's a mouthful. And so, Marvin, you are a local, you have farmed for a long time.
Yes, ma'am. Yes,
You're
ma'am.
right here in our community, Halifax County, Nash County, Edgecombe County is very familiar to you.
That is correct, yes.
And so, and you have worn many hats and done many things. So we're so glad that, I'm so happy to say that you purchased this business. A local person I'm always glad to see a local person keep a business local, and that's what you have done. So thank you so much. You develop subdivisions as far as land. Explain how that works, what you do with that.
Yeah, what we do is we take raw land and we go in and get it entitled. And what I mean by entitlements is we get all the permits, we get the zoning right, we put the infrastructure in, the roads, the streets, and we sell those lots to individuals and builders. So that has become, I've done this for a very long time. Back, it started, I guess, in the mid-90s. We were doing subdivisions for modular homes and double-wide communities, and then in the early probably 2000s we started switching over to stick-built homes, and that's what we've kind of stuck with now. We currently have, I don't know, probably 15 active subdivisions going on at this time in Nashville and Wilson County. We are looking at a couple things in Johnson County, but we really do think we do a very good job with our subdivisions, and the fact that we have some very strict and stringent covenants. And these covenants, as you may know, usually, Sandra, protect the homeowner and the
Sure.
homeowner's value.
Absolutely.
So we pride ourselves with first-class, top-notch subdivisions.
And I want to thank you too, Marvin. I see you're very involved in the community. You're on various boards and committees, and I don't even know how you keep up with it. But anyway, you're just on a lot of boards and you've served the community very well. And Tara,
Well, thank you.
you as well. I know that you were in Rotary and all kinds of other things. So thank you too. Thank y'all both for being involved in the community, and that's very important stuff. So we'll get started with what we want to talk about today. We talked about local ownership with Coldwell Banker. Janet Watson owned the business for 28 years, ran a very respectable business. She's highly respected, and Marvin, you are too. So we're glad, as I said, that you took it over. This is the Coldwell Banker franchise, I guess it is.
Yes, that is
Janet
correct.
Watson
Mhm.
owned, formerly owned, correct?
Yes.
Okay. And y'all are members of 3 MLS
Correct.
groups, and you're getting a new office.
Yes, ma'am. We're very excited about our new office. It's at 135 Woodleaf Circle, right off of Winstead. So we purchased that building a couple months ago. It's currently under renovations right now, and we have a lady out of Wilson who's helping us with the interior design. We also have a very special contractor doing the contracting work, CB Rice and Construction, and with Rice Builders. So he's doing the interior redesign of the office. So it'll be a Tara, would you say a very modern, state-of-the-art office with, and I think everybody will be real pleased with, and our sales staff is going to be really pleased with what that product's going to be. So I think within the next 60 days we should be open there at our new location.
Well, let us know who your sales staff is.
Yes, ma'am. That is very important to us because so far we've kept pretty much basically the staff that we inherited from Janet, and we're very pleased to let you know who those are. It's Laura Durham and Ernesto Harrell, Hannah Jones, Roland Groder, Eleanor Larson, Sherry Alleygood, and just recently Walter Brown has joined our staff. And then, of course, we have Miss Tara, who's our sales and marketing manager and recruiting, and she's pretty much got 3 or 4 hats around our office.
And she has an important job because that is to make people know, to make people aware of Coldwell Banker and its
Absolutely.
agents and what's available and all of that, and recruiting. So you have an important
One
job.
of the most
That's right.
important people that we have with us is Debbie Harper. She's our office administration and relocation director. Debbie takes a lot of calls, and she is very instrumental in helping us stay in compliance and keeping the agents in compliance and those type things. And she gets calls early in the morning, late at night, on Saturdays and on Sundays, primarily from me, trying to figure out what's going on. So we
Okay.
thank Debbie a lot.
So at your office, I'm not going to get a machine every time I call. Is that correct?
Absolutely not. If you do, please let me know. I'll give you my personal phone number. But we're very proud to have a live phone where you can actually
Yes.
talk to somebody. Yes.
Okay. And Tara, you can introduce yourself a little bit.
Yes, Tara Thomas, new to the Rocky Mount area, not new to Eastern North Carolina. I live in Plymouth, so commuting right now, eventually moving here. But yeah, sales manager, doing recruiting, doing marketing. Our Facebook page is out, cballied.com is our website. And yeah, just kind of trying to freshen everything up, get a new direction. The office is going to be huge with that. Our designer is going to be designing things from, it's going to be a showplace. Great lobby, right down to the conference room, and each individual agent's desk is going to be designed. And yeah, I have a kind of collaborative management style. Looking forward to working with the agents. Once I know their goals, I'm going to try to get them to where they need to be with Coldwell Banker tools, lots of tools through Coldwell Banker. And running a real estate business is hard for agents.
Yes.
So you've got the agents running their business underneath the umbrella of us. So we want to make sure they're able to meet their goals, and I'm there to fill in any needed gaps.
Let's talk a little bit about Coldwell Banker itself. They are a national brand that has been in business over 100 years.
Right, 1906.
That's very impressive. I know they have been here for a long, long time, ever since I can remember. So, but anyway, yes, since 1906, as you said. So, very good. So Tara, talk about your relationship, how important it is for you to have that relationship with the agents, with what you do.
Right. Yeah, I encourage agents to come to me with anything they're trying to accomplish. I try to set aside a couple of days a week where I have specific agent appointments. You know, if they're trying to work on marketing a certain property, marketing themselves, because there's a lot of information in Coldwell Banker. We have Coldwell Banker University where they can take self-paced courses or live Zoom courses, and I take a lot of them myself.
Oh, wow.
just to stay up with the newest things.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, very interactive. It's really about the agents
Right.
and making sure they're happy and they're producing and getting to where they want to be with their own business.
Exactly. Marvin, why did you decide to go into this endeavor?
Oh, Lord, that's a long story.
Well, you're a licensed real estate agent anyway, aren't you?
Yes, ma'am. I'm a licensed North Carolina real estate broker, and it fits so well in what we already do. As we mentioned earlier, Sandra, we do develop subdivisions for residential purposes, and it just kind of meshed into what we were already doing. So,
Yeah.
you know, obviously we knew Janet and we knew Coldwell Banker, and when the opportunity came to purchase the business, we liked what we saw. And of course, just thought the world of Janet in her 26 or 8 years of
Yes.
what she's done here for Rocky Mount. So I think it was a good fit. You know, Coldwell Banker is in 40 countries with over 100,000 agents and 2,700 offices. It just makes sense to align yourself with a company that knows the real estate business and knows how to move forward in any situations that the economy throws at us. We got a group that we can go to and lean on to get help that we may not know about. So and I just, you know, I hated to see that office close. It had been such a landmark here in Rocky Mount, Coldwell
Yes,
Banker, for
sure.
so many years. It didn't make any sense to see it, you know, just to be totally shut down. So we feel fortunate to have that and to have the experience and the agents and to have a sales and marketing manager that can move this forward.
Absolutely. Now, talk to us, Tara, about the luxury level that y'all are wanting to do.
Yes, we Coldwell Banker has global luxury,
Okay.
and they did. I don't think I wrote it down, but they do over $1 billion in sales every day.
Wow.
The global luxury brand. So we definitely want to bring that to Rocky Mount. Even it's a lower price range here based to the rest of the country, but they still can get all the benefits of being in the global luxury branding. So yeah, we're hoping to develop a global luxury team.
Wow.
Yeah.
How exciting. First time in Rocky Mount. Okay. We'll take that. We're growing anyway in Rocky Mount.
That's
We
right.
need that,
Yep.
don't we? With people coming from Raleigh and
That's right.
parts
That-
beyond. I mean, we need that.
Yep.
Tara, where does that global, when we talk about global, is there a price point for that, isn't it?
It's 500,000. So, and it can be
Okay.
land also. If it is a property, it needs to meet certain criteria, not just being 500,000. But it's based on, you know, the local economy. So
Sure.
yeah, it's attainable for this area, and to get that extra level of marketing, I think is something special that Coldwell Banker Allied Real Estate will offer.
Okay. Well, exciting. I'm so glad that y'all came in this morning to let everybody know about the change of hand and at Coldwell Banker and locally owned. Give them a call. How can people contact you? Tara?
My email address is a great way, and it's tara@cballied.com.
Say that again.
Tara, T-A-R-A, my name, at CB for Coldwell Banker, allied.com.
Okay. Very good. All
Yeah.
right. Thank y'all for being here.
Thank you,
Okay.
Sandra.
We're going to transition the set, and we're going to have some information about mortgage loans for first-time home buyers. How exciting. We'll be right back right after this.
Okay. Thank you.
You're watching Under Construction, presented by Coldwell Banker, when experience matters. Sponsored by America's Home Place. Make your dream home a reality. John's Gifts and Furniture, decorating homes in the Tri-County area for over 40 years. Wayne's Roofing, for all your roofing needs.
At America's Home Place, we believe your perfect home isn't found, it's built. With over 50 years of experience, we offer a variety of custom home styles to fit your needs. Built on your land. Our customers love the wide variety of options and the smooth, hassle-free experience. Your never-ending search for the perfect home ends with America's Home Place. Reach out to your local building center to get started with building your dream home today. America's Home Place, your custom home builder.
John's Gifts and Furniture has been decorating homes in the Tri-County area for over 40 years. We have everything you need from sofas and recliners to outdoor polywood furniture. You will also find an elegant selection of lamps, framed art, and area rugs. Ask about our tabletop decor such as decorative trays, jars, and bowls. John's Gifts and Furniture since 1982.
Welcome back to Under Construction. We have with us now Angie Lewis. She is a senior mortgage banker with Atlantic Bay Mortgage. Hey, Angie.
Good morning. Thank you for having me.
So glad to have you here. Let's talk about mortgages for first-time home buyers. That is important. Yeah, that's exciting because people get married and what do they want to do? They want to buy a home.
That's right.
And so let's see what we have to do to make this possible. So what do first-time home buyers need to know about, I need to put my glasses on. What do first-time home buyers need to know when shopping for a mortgage?
So I think what's important really is starting early in the process. If you're thinking about buying a home in the next 30 days or 6 months or even 12 months, it's important to start talking to a lender. Of course, I would suggest that you talk to a local lender. They know our market, they know our realtors. Our realtors have confidence in our local lenders versus dealing with an online lender. You're going to get some personal service. You can come meet us in person, shake our hands, all that fun stuff. And it's a much more personalized experience. The most important thing you can do is start talking about your credit, taking a look at what that is and what those numbers mean. Maybe there might be some work that needs to be done, so we can give you some coaching and some counseling on how to improve those things to get you ready. Also talking about your budget, what you make on a monthly basis, what your current debts are, and what a mortgage payment is going to look like. A lot of times it's a reality check of, I want this payment, but I want this purchase price. And so we're finding out what those numbers mean and what they look like on paper, so you can figure out what's going to be realistic for your budget. And then talking about funds, how much money that you're going to need. Do you have that money available? Are there programs available to help you with money? Do you have gift funds? And just working through that process to get you ready.
Sure. Well, how much money should a first-time home buyer set aside?
So there's a couple of different ways to approach this. There are a lot of programs that are available for first-time home buyers, which is nice. I would say at a minimum, you've got to maybe have $2,000 to $3,000 as your kind of starting point, because you're going to have some upfront monies that you have to do with deposits on the house, paying for your home inspection, paying for your appraisal. But you're also going to need to have down payment funds, and you're going to have closing costs. Those can typically run maybe 3 to 5% on a down payment for most of our loan programs. Closing costs, they kind of start around $6,000 and they can go up from there depending on your price point. It's not uncommon that you might can negotiate and get your seller to help with that. And then of course, again, we do have programs that may help you with your down payment as well.
Okay. What are some of the different products available for first-time home buyers?
So there are a lot of programs, and you'll hear some of these acronyms as you start doing your homework. There are conventional loans, there are FHA loans, there are VA loans, there are USDA loans, and there's hundreds of other kinds of programs, but those are kind of the common ones that you hear most often that we're going to really kind of start talking about. And then if you don't fit in those buckets, we might begin to explore some of the other ones as well.
Okay, what are some of the common misconceptions?
So a couple things probably that home buyers often kind of may not know or understand. First of all, you don't have to have perfect credit. The stronger the credit score you have, the better the programs and pricing that you might be eligible for. But there are all kinds of programs out there for lower credit score buyers. A lot of them start in the 640 range. We do have some 600 credit score programs, and we have a few 580 programs out of Atlantic Bay.
Wow. Okay. Well, you know, Angie, a lot of people think first-time home buyers, you know, I've got to have a lot of money and, you know, my credit may not be, it's good to come and ask. We'll just ask.
That's right.
Yeah.
Another one of those misconceptions is you have to have 20% down. So a long time ago,
Right.
that was the reality for you to be a homeowner. You had to have a significant amount of funds up front. And now we have people that can get in homes with very little money out of pocket on the front end.
Okay. Can you explain the journey and importance of owning your first home?
So the journey can be long, it can be a little stressful, it's a lot of documentation, but at the end, it's kind of like childbirth. It can be a little painful and stressful
might be
during
worth it.
but at the end, you forget about all the pain and suffering that you went through. Home ownership, it is one of the great American dreams, and so
right.
we want to help people do that, but we also want to know and maybe educate people that homeownership isn't for everybody, and there's nothing wrong with not owning a home. Sometimes renting is going to be a better option.
Right.
And that's where I think talking to your real estate agents and talking to your lenders, you're going to get a better feel for what goes on in the process. Maybe you're going to be in your job for a year or two and possibly going to be moving. Homeownership might not be the right answer for you today because we want you to be in it for a couple years to be able to gain the equity and the cost and the benefit that you had to put in on the front end. So sometimes renting is a better option for some people.
Right. Do first-time home buyers become homeowners for life?
Sometimes they do. So this is one of those things we were just talking about, that sometimes when you buy your first home, buying a home is the start of generational wealth. So for a lot of people, it's going to be the biggest asset that they ever own. So a lot of times when they buy their first home, they may stay there for a long time, they may sell it, and then they can use that equity to move into the next property, or they may sell it and use that equity to downsize. They could use that equity or those proceeds to pay off bills or consolidate, do renovations. There's a lot of different things that can go through the process when you do own a home and then decide to sell. And again, it's where you are in your life at that point. Do you become a homeowner again, or do you have another solution that works better for you?
Okay. What does it mean when experts say it's important when a first-time home buyer enters the market? And why is it important, and how does that affect them?
So we just talked a little bit about generational wealth. So attaining that asset is very, very important, especially for a generation that maybe no one in their home has ever owned a home. Once you own a home, there are so many benefits to the homeowner. There are possible tax benefits. We hope their home is going to appreciate, so you're going to continue to gain equity and value in that asset. Sometimes there are tax benefits, so we would encourage you to consult a tax person for that, but there are some tax benefits. Some of the other positives are, compared to rent, you don't have control over rent, and your rent's going to continue to change. A homeowner is going to have more of a fixed payment and be able to budget. Now their payment's going to change a little over time because taxes and insurance are going to change. Most of the time their payment, their principal and interest, is fixed. So they're going to have more control over their budget and how that's going to work for them going forward. When you do own a home, you have the ability to paint it, change it, renovate it. When you're renting a home, you don't have as many options there. The other benefits really are for the community. The community benefits from home ownership. So a lot of times when you become a homeowner, you're going to stay in the community longer periods of time, which is also good for our employers because they have people that are going to stay and continue to work and maybe not move around as much or continue to change jobs as much. Homeowners are going to get involved in the community. You were talking about that earlier with Tara and Marvin.
Right.
They're going to join the Rotary. They're going to participate in churches and local events, and hopefully they're going to get involved in our local government. So they're going to impact the community there. They're going to be spending their dollars in our community. They're also going to be paying taxes that are going to benefit our community. We also tend to see in neighborhoods where homeownership is available that the homes are more well maintained. So you can drive around and see
Right.
the pride that you take in owning a home. You're going to tend more to fix it up, do general maintenance, take care of it better. And one other really good statistic is typically with home ownership, you have lower crime rates in neighborhoods when you have higher home ownership rates.
Right. Wow. Some very good arguments for home ownership, I
Yes.
will have to say. So, very good, Angie. So, in closing, what do you want our audience to take away from this interview today?
Well, I'd just like for you to know that, I've been in the industry for about 22 years. Again, we just like for you to encourage you to speak to a local lender and have time to get your thoughts together, get your budget together, talk with professionals. We can pair you up with great realtors like those at the Coldwell Banker office who are sponsoring this show. And we just love the opportunity to talk to you and help you achieve that dream of home ownership.
Very good. You're very knowledgeable, Angie. Thank you so much for coming in today and talking to our audience. We have a lot, I'm sure, of first-time home buyers or people that are wanting to buy a home for the first time. So we do thank you for imparting this information today. It was very, very good information. So thank you for being here. Maybe we'll have you back again to talk again. So anyway, thank you for watching Under Construction, brought to you and presented by Coldwell Banker Allied Real Estate. Make it a great day.